Hey everybody, this is Dead Winter Dead with another Battlefield 4 video for you. Well, this is another DMR video, but today I wanted to let you guys know, I know there's been some weird breaks in my my channel content. I want to let you guys know that my wife just gave birth to our little baby girl. For those of you that don't know, I have a son, and now I have a little baby girl. So I've been back and forth to the hospital, and I've been taking care of my son, making sure he gets to daycare, as well as still, you know, my duties at work, etc., etc. So that's why there's kind of been a break and a lull, because everybody knows that real life steps in sometimes, and real life always trumps video games. Real life always trumps YouTube, unless of course YouTube is your real life. But that is not the case in my life. So you know, there may be just a slight drop in some of the content. Don't worry, guys. I'm not leaving YouTube and all that. I'm just you know, life changes and throws you a curveball, and you know. Not that my daughter is a curveball, but we have to have a new schedule, and I'm going to need to be helping my wife and, you know, taking care of my son and doing a lot more around the house because my wife has to recover from the birth, and we have to kind of get situated and get into basically a new routine. You know, there's a new child in the house. The dogs are going to have to get used to it, and it's going to be a change, you know, for everybody involved. But I'm excited. I'm happy to be a father again, and I'm excited to have a little baby girl. I think I'm just pumped. I'm pumped for it, man. So that's why you guys have been kind of getting 3, 4, and 5 days between videos, etc., etc. But on to the footage. Now what you're looking at here is some more DMR gameplay. I've been using the DMRs quite a bit lately. They are a fun weapon, and they're a very dangerous weapon if you get them in the right hands. My hands are not always the right hands, but I am fairly successful with them. This is the M39 Emr. That stands for Enhanced Marksman Rifle. It is in use by the United States military, developed in the early 90s, I believe, for the United States Marine Corps. The Marine Corps issues these weapons to their designated marksmen in their rifle platoons. They are in use in some special operations groups, American special operations groups. I have fired an EMR on the range. I've never actually used one in a combat situation, but they're a fun little weapon. But since this is not real life, this is a video game, let's get on to the Battlefield 4 stats. Alright, the max damage for this weapon is 45. The minimum damage for this weapon is 38. The drop-off starts at 15 meters and ends at 80 meters. It's got a fire rate of 300 rounds per minute. If you fire this weapon and the bolt locks to the rear, that means you have no more ammunition left. It will take 3.4 seconds to reload this weapon. If you still have a round left in the chamber, 2.25 seconds. Not a very long reload. That's actually a respectable reload. As far as recoil goes, it's got equal parts 0.4 left and right, which means it's not going to pull, you know, strongly either to the left or the right. It's very, very equal, split down the middle recoil. As far as the up recoil, you're talking about a 0.7, so you're going to have a fair amount of recoil going up, your upwards recoil. Left and right should be easily mitigated, which means if you pull your mouse down just a little bit, you should be able to mitigate that upwards recoil. Or you can do what I do and just throw on the angled grip, which will cut that upward, the first shot multiplier by, I believe, what is it, 33%? I'm pretty sure I've got the right attachment there. The one thing I like about this weapon is it kind of seemed, I'm not really sure what the word is, but it was a very snappy weapon. I was able to get a lot of shots off. It kind of reminded me of the SKS. I do believe that the RFB, which is the starting DMR, as well as the SKS, and even in some cases the SCAR DMR variant, are better weapons than the M39. But I've seen a lot of people using this weapon, and after getting killed by a weapon so many times, you kind of wonder, well, what's the attraction? Do they just like the way it looks, or is it actually an effective weapon in the field? And as you know, we have this mysterious weapon X factor, which means it doesn't really matter what the weapon says on paper. It matters how it actually feels when you're in the game. Some people can handle weapons that are typically bad on paper, while other people can handle, you know, can't use weapons that are typically good on paper. You know, I'm one of those people. I'm not a very good H-23 player, but a lot of people on the planet love that weapon. But as you can see, with most DMRs, if you stand out in the open like this, or at least with no cover, you're going to easily get cut down by an assault rifle. There's the lovely M416. You're not going to be able to go toe-to-toe with a lot of weapons. But if you keep your distance, you position yourself right, and I talked all about positioning in my previous video, the tactical DMR, you can get a lot of kills, go on long kill streaks with this weapon. I believe by the end of this round, I was, gosh, I must have been like 62 and 14 or something like that. So it was a lot of fun, and I was, you know, I had a lot of fun playing with this weapon. Now, as you can see here, one of the things that I did use on this weapon, just to kind of stay off the mini-map and to kind of be a thorn in the bad guy's side, was to add a suppressor. Now, a suppressor will reduce your muzzle velocity, which means your bullets are going to travel slower through the world. And as you can see, I kind of had to spam the weapon a little bit. This was the first day. This footage is from the first day that I had actually used this weapon for any length of time, and it took me a little bit of time to get used to it. One of the strengths I liked about this, and as you can see, this is a rogue transmission on that giant dish in the middle of the map at the C flag, is that this weapon is, it's not too shabby at long distances. These 3 shots here, or these next three clips, kind of showcase that. This guy's already at the center of the dish, and I'm able to pick him off from the very edge. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this very quick overview of the M39 Enhanced Marksman Rifle. Go ahead, pick it up, and give it a try. My name's Dead Winter Dead. Thanks for watching.
They got the A.
Shit, I'm not here.
Oh,
I multi-killed those guys, but they had a buddy right behind them. That was terrible.
I got fucking run over by an ATV.
Oh, did you spawn right on me?
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I killed those guys, their ATV